The Facebook whistleblower calling on Congress to take action Tuesday, saying a safer internet is still possible and demanding accountability for Facebook's founder. Former employee Frances Haugen released tens of thousands of pages of internal research from the social media giant that showed the company knew its apps were harmful to users. KQ2's Amanda McLean spoke to local experts to get their reactions.
Local experts say they were impressed by the Facebook employee turned whistleblower Tuesday, and that it was hard to disagree with what she was saying.
She's saying that they're not doing enough to protect the society's greater good with what they've done and not done.
We're trying to get engagement, and it seems like we've discovered that the best way to get engagement is to make people angry.
Frances Haugen testified before Congress that the media giant knows more about the damage Facebook and Instagram are causing than it lets on, and the company is putting profits before people.
The choices being made inside of Facebook are disastrous for our children, for our public safety, for our privacy, and for our democracy. And that is why we must demand Facebook make changes.
Haugen alleged Facebook and its sister apps, including Instagram, know in detail how harmful the platforms are to teens' mental health and body image.
One of the documents that we sent in on problematic use examined the rates of problematic use by age, and that peaked with 14-year-olds. It's just like cigarettes. Teenagers don't have good self-regulation. They say explicitly, I feel bad when I use Instagram, and yet I can't stop.
Something Missouri Western professor Jennifer Jackson says media analysts have been trying to alert the public to for a while.
And it's causing an increase in low self-esteem, eating disorders, body dysmorphia, and several other, concerning situations. This has been in our academic scholarship for years. But part of what raised this red flag was Facebook had announced that they're going to be releasing a new kid-friendly Instagram, and I think part of this whistleblower's attempts were to make sure that that didn't happen because of how dangerous it could be.
Children are not the only ones exposed to harmful content on social media. Haugen testified that Facebook's algorithms created an environment where polarization, misinformation, and shocking content thrive.
It is causing teenagers to be exposed to more anorexia content. It is pulling families apart. And in places like Ethiopia, it's literally fanning ethnic violence.
Northwest professor John Daly says the algorithms may have been designed to bring family and friends to the forefront of your feed, but such a small closed-circuit world can be dangerous.
The problem becomes that I'm not even hearing anything from the other side because the algorithm, the system, is not showing me any communication that feels like it's coming from anything other than the people I already know, the things I already agree with. So the echo chamber becomes self-reinforcing. There's no place for new air to get in.
And in a surprising turn of events after the hearing today, a Facebook spokesperson tweeted that he agreed with the whistleblower on one thing. It was time for Congress to begin regulating the platforms. Now the question is, how will lawmakers do it?
I find it interesting that they're now saying it's government's time when that's usually not what we would hear is the government needs to step in and interfere. I'm not sure how that's going to go over with the general population because there is this idea of freedom of expression on social media, and that would be under regulation as well.
I think we have the tech to fix it, and maybe that's what just happened is that finally the people that run Facebook are going, we need help. Because you're right, it went too far.
Reporting, Madeline McLean, KQ2 News.